Yo, what's up everybody? How's it going? We're playing some OA. I got Juggernaut. Juggernaut. So why am I playing Juggernaut? We just buffed some stuff. I mean me. Like I'm the one that does this shit. But no, like just a new patch was added into the game. I got hit by an arrow, so that's kind of bad. I'll do some damage before I die. Just added a new patch into the game, buffed some stuff, you know. We're gonna do some more patches coming soon. Where we're actually gonna change a bunch of talents. Right, so talents are gonna be changed. I know Pudis isn't here right now, but Pudis would like to hear. So we're gonna give Techies Mind's movement speed. Like, we're gonna up that to 200. There's actually gonna be like some pretty quick, fast-moving Techies Minds. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of weird shit coming. But yeah. One of the recent buffs though was to Juggernaut, where I lowered the cooldown on the ultimate. It's now only got 80 seconds cooldown. And I also made the slashes be slower. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a buff, but it is. It is a buff. Wow, you guys are just hiding in really shitty, obvious spots, aren't you? Make it 550 movement speed mines? No. Well, we don't wanna be silly like that now, do we? No. We only do very reasonable things around here. Okay, cool. Got Blade Dance going on, a little bit of crit. Juggernaut, of course, pretty damn good at farming, just naturally. So we can afford to go for a little bit of stats. I don't know if I'll go for like a full-on... what's it called? Ring of Aquila. It's maybe a little bit much. You always want to get boots as soon as possible. Like, boots are mega important. Simply because with OA in its current state, you want to get boots right away, so you can get yourself the boots upgrade with the level 5 capture point, right? You want to hit that timing, and you want to hit that timing hard. So it's generally a good idea to go for boots first.
There's an invis-stock widow around here, by the way.
So you get level 50 talent to have hasted mines. I think standalone will have level 50 talents, yeah. And they're gonna be weird shit like that. Y'all get ready for that. That's actually coming. Although I'm currently still figuring out how exactly leveling is gonna work. It's actually what's on my whiteboard right now. It's just like leveling, trying to figure that out. Hey, Lost in the Void. What would you rework Techies to make him better design? Oh, this is not something I can answer without thinking about it for a while. Sorry, dude. Techies is a problematic hero. I think what Techies needs the most... This is just, again, a very brief... Just, ideally I would take some more time. But, I think what Techies needs the most is something to do that is independent from the mines, but synergistic with the mines. So I actually think that the recent Blast Off edition is very much a step into the right direction. It isn't exactly what Techies needed, but it is a step in the right direction. The problem with Techies is that Techies is a hero that is liked by a very particular subset of players. The kind of players that want Techies to have a suicide ability. Right? Techies players get upset if you suggest that maybe giving a hero an ability that only does something if the hero kills itself is not great design. That's something that Techies players don't want to hear about. So, yeah. They should replace Stasis Trap. No, Stasis Trap is actually the best thing the hero has. I think, honestly speaking, they might be best off replacing the ultimate. Make the ultimate something other than just another mine. That's probably the issue with the hero. Give him like a low cooldown spammable thing. Right? Like, think about it. What if Techies, instead of having, you know, mine had spell steal? I know that sounds kind of weird, but I feel like then the hero would actually be playable in a much better way and would be a lot more fun. And would also be more useful because it isn't just 1500 different mines, but actually has a use outside of them. So, honestly, I think, like, Remote Mine and Stasis Trap are fine. If you really want to keep, like, the kind of, like, suiciding thing, then sure, current Suicide Squad attack, I think, is actually pretty reasonable as well. I just don't think the ultimate is really something you need. So, yeah. But, again, this is just a very brief assessment, and You know, there might be some disagreement from the techies. Techie space. Alright. Seems like we're just gonna get this. That should be fine. New Techies ultimate swaps current percentage with the hero's target. The thing is, you're joking, but wouldn't that work? Like, think about it. Wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't that make the hero, like, more interesting? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, here's probably the best thing to do. Okay, now I'm really getting into it, even though I said I didn't want to, but oh well. Here's probably the best thing to do. Make the ultimate the Q. Remove the Q entirely. Keep Stasis Trap. Stasis Trap is actually fine. I like Stasis Trap. It's an interesting ability that works well with the rest of the kit. Alright? But make the ultimate the Q. Remove the Stasis Trap. Keep Suicide Squad attack as it is right now, except make it deal a little bit less damage and reduce the damage you take as well. So it's something, and then reduce the cooldown. Make it something that you can actually use more frequently in a fight. Something that you might be able to use 2 or 3 times. And then make the ultimate something like a low impact, but spammable, good, solid ability. And then I think the hero would be still techies, it just would be different. Might be a bad idea. Alright, again, I would need to think some more about it. But I feel like that might be a hero that is a little less just forced into doing only one specific thing. Alright, good. Zillion Q from LoL. I don't know who Zillion is, so I can't really tell you. The time bombs. Oh, I don't like those. Honestly, there is a hero in Heroes of Newerth called Bombardier, who kind of went for a similar theme, so maybe that's something worth looking at. But doesn't really remind much of techies. The ultimate, Bombardier's ultimate, might be a good, like, choice though. I'm not sure. I feel like if you make the Bombardier ultimate, yeah, this is not good. Alright, you got me. That took a little while, but you got me. I have a way. Think you can also look at Overwatch. Junkrat has a mine that is super interesting. Where, you know, what if instead of Techie's mines just doing damage, they had secondary effects? You know, like one mine pushed people away, another mine, well, currently keeps people in place. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot you can do that isn't just damage, and I feel like pretty much all of it would be more interesting than just damage, right? Oh, nice knife. Oh yeah, the map was changed a little bit as well. You can see this bottom part looks a little bit different. Alright, there's a big camp here. We can try to take this really quick. Nice. I really need to turn off this auto-select summoned units thing. It's really annoying. Don't like it. Do I get Aghanim's? What did I put Aghanim's cooldown at? 50 seconds. I think we get Aghanim's. I think Aghanim's sounds kind of sick. Ravage. Ah, I got silence. Bad news. Okay, no Ravage. I wonder if he like didn't skill it or what's up with that, but no Ravage for some reason.
think you used it before.
Alright, cool. I think the general idea of mines, yeah, like a mine-based hero in MOBAs, is actually very... It's fine. It's actually something I think there isn't anything wrong with it. Pretty much every MOBA has a mine-based hero, and I think they kind of mostly work fine, not like super well. I just don't think anybody has really truly figured out how to do it yet. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna be the one, right? Like, I am not the chosen one. That's not my point. But I just don't think anybody has really figured out what exactly to do with mine-based heroes yet.
Oh, you're the chosen one. Wow.
Damn, this is a little bit too much damage for me. Come here, Satsa. Good, good, good. How do I get lost here? It's gonna be butterfly. I feel like I need more damage. Do I? I mean, Satanic is actually not bad in terms of giving additional damage. 225 is solid. We do have inbuilt crit, so we don't really need that. Given a launch pad and heroes that launches heroes super far on the back that shows narration images heroes that stand on it. No, I don't think that's the right way to go. But I like the idea of a launch pad. Like, basically Junkrat mines, I think, wouldn't be a terrible way to go. You know, like, think about that. Junkrat mine has basically the ultimate, I guess. You know, pretty spammable. And then I guess you have the old mines still on the queue. You have the W to, like, stasis trap them. I don't know, I just feel like if the mines did more things than just be, you know, damage. Like, that would be a good first step. And what exactly that is, I'm not entirely sure about that. We don't really need to know right now. It would just be a good first step. Hello, Satsa. I don't think I'm getting him. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Generally speaking, something what... So this is something that Dota has a bit of a problem with. This is kind of a problem with Dota as a whole. So Dota has a lot of stuff that is in the game, not because it should be, but because it has always been. Right? And you might say, well, wait, how does that make sense? Well, legacy. Legacy. Dota's an old game, it has a long history. And that's a good thing, most of the time. But it also means that some things are just in the game because they have always been in the game. And people will want them always to be in the game. Oh. There we go. Get fucking rickety wrecked, Max. Oh, man. Right? And that kind of legacy, again, it can be a good thing. Right? Because it means that you have just so many different thoughts and ideas already in the game. It's so complex just because there's so much content in it. Right? Dota's a very content-rich game. There's a lot of, you know... Well, you would assume there's a lot of polish in it because that just kind of accumulates over the years. So that's all good. But there are some problems. And one of the main problems is... that people just want to see something very specific from specific heroes, because that's what they know. So For example, I've expressed before that I think Ricky's permanent invisibility is a mistake. And I don't mean this in the sense that I don't like permanent invisibility. I just don't think personally that permanent invisibility is the kind of effect that should be in Dota or a game like this. I just don't think it's very healthy. At least not with Dota's current invisibility mechanics. It's just not something that I think is great for the game. But, right? But here's the thing. When people think Ricky, they think permanent invisibility. So they can't really remove it. Because if they remove permanent invisibility, to many people, you remove Ricky. Because that's what makes Ricky Ricky. And that's a big problem. Because of course they don't want to remove Ricky. Right? Like, why would they remove one of their heroes? Especially when people have kind of like known for so long and have gotten attached to him. Which is not good for business, I think. So that's a bit of a problem they have. Where they can't just go and say, well, you know, this right here doesn't really work because they're already stuck with it. So, you know, techies. There was actually, when they added techies into the game, there was actually a debate. Techies was one of the last heroes they added. And people weren't sure if techies was coming. Right? Like, that seems kind of weird today because techies has been in the game for a long time. But I remember what Dota was like before they added techies. Right? And then, you know, techies was one of the last heroes missing. So at the time, it wasn't obvious whether or not they were actually going to add it. Like, are they actually going to add techies? People didn't know. Because techies is such a controversial piece of design. But they ended up adding it because legacy. Legacy, legacy, legacy. It's a very important thing to Dota. A lot of things that are in Dota that seem very obvious and natural to you are really only there for legacy reasons. For example, something I have talked about before is having, not seeing the enemy's mana bar. Right? These days, when you ask people, well, would you like to change that? They all say, nah, it adds skill to the game. But back in the day, back in Warcraft 3, people modded Warcraft 3 to add that in. Right? Like, did actual hard modifications to the game itself to add that in, because Warcraft 3 didn't have support for it. And because Warcraft 3 didn't have support for a mana bar visible on enemy heroes, Dota also didn't have it. Right? And it was kind of part of something that made Dota what it was. That it didn't have mana bars. That was just something that wasn't intentionally put into the game. It just like slowly developed to be that way because, well, just how it is. We need to make sure to get bosses right now.
I can shoot this. Look, I shoot here and the arrow flows here.
Alright, I'm just gonna kind of like slowly spin in here.
This arrow is so broke actually.
Alright.
Wait.
Ultimate. This shit lasts a while. Oh crap, that's a lot of punches. Oh god! Oh god! So another great example of that is uphill miss. You know, uphill miss was never really designed to be in the game, it's just... that's how it was. You know, you wanna know another example of this? Deny it. In Warcraft 3, you can just kill your own units. How do you kill your own unit? You click A and then on the unit. You attack the unit by clicking A and then clicking on the unit. Right? So back in Warcraft 3 Dota, there was a time at which people realized this, that you can attack your own units. And so they started just killing their creep waves before they got into the wave. Before they got into the lane. Which of course denied the enemies all of that experience. So that was changed so that creeps now cannot be denied from full HP. But they kept it in the game nonetheless. They could have removed it, but they didn't, because at the time that just seemed like, okay, well, that's just how we're gonna do things. It's kind of neat. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, and I honestly think they're right. It is kind of neat, and it adds kind of like a distinct, interesting talent to the game. But it wasn't intentionally designed. It just kind of happened. Right? So they turned bugs into features, or they turned unintended things into intended things. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But that is why a lot of things in Dota are the way they are. They're not that way because they were designed to be. They're just that way because that's how they have always been. You get what I mean? So, creep stacking wasn't intended at first. I'm sure it wasn't. I don't know about creep stacking for sure, but I'm sure it wasn't. It seems like the kind of thing that wouldn't be intended, and that just kind of happened. We need to take this. They are taking the other one, I think. I don't know. Well, they're actually just kind of chilling here. Okay, they haven't started fighting this. Don't worry, Satsa, I'm not in a hurry. Okay.
I really hope permanent visibility.
But yeah, honestly, creep stacking is something that I think I would be very surprised if it was added into the game intentionally. So what do I mean when I say something was designed? What I mean with that is when somebody sat down and said, I want to have this feature in the game, and then they just added that feature in deliberately. It wasn't something that just happened, and then they decided to keep it, but instead something that they fundamentally decided from scratch, this is something we want to have in the game, and then they made an effort to implement it. That is what I consider a designed feature, right? And Dota actually has a surprisingly low amount of those. And again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of like one of the reasons why weird things exist in Dota. That's a lot of Shiva's guard now. Come here, motherfucker. Nice meet you, man. Ah! I'm going nutty, dude. So yeah, they took forever to remove orb effects. Orb effects are an example of something that wasn't really designed, because Warcraft 3 had orb effects, so they just carried them over, right? So orb effects weren't really designed, they just happened to be in the game. But then slowly they came to the realization, you know what, we actually don't need this. Like, is this actually necessary? No, it's actually not required. It doesn't actually add anything to the game, and so they slowly removed all of them from the game, and now we don't have any orb effects anymore. They just don't exist anymore. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. That's just how it is. Am I feared? I wonder if I got hit by the fear. Okay, I've got the healing going on. Dude, this is a big ass fight. So for example, to give an example of my own games, in Open Angel Arena, bottles are not designed. Bottles just happen to be in the game. We thought they were cool. We thought they worked. So we just kept them. Right? Like, we added bottles in intentionally. It wasn't that we never meant for there to be bottles. What we didn't mean for there to be only bottles. That was just a bug. Right? Or it wasn't even really a bug. It was just kind of an accident where we put the number too high and we didn't know what else to put the number at. Right? But I think in the end it worked out really well for us. I think it's been a good addition, a good feature. And we can be happy with it.
There are no mistakes, only happy little accidents, by the way.
Or if we look at disasters, for example. What was there in disasters? I'm sure there was something that I didn't intend for. Oh yeah, rotation cards. I didn't actually mean to ever have the cards be... Like, so cards weren't supposed to be rotatable. That's why they are cards, not squares, by the way. That's very intentional. But there are some cards in the game that allow you to rotate things. And the reason why I added those in is because a lot of the time people were like, whenever I playtest, a lot of the feedback I got, people were like, you know, it would be really nice to rotate this. Or some people were just like, you know, is it like, am I allowed to rotate it? People just weren't sure whether or not they were allowed to, or whether or not they should, like, you know, they wanted to. Like, there was just like something that kept popping up here and there. So eventually I just decided, you know what, this is not something that I originally meant to add in, but clearly it's gonna be something that works. So, you know, with board games, it's a little bit more tricky because you don't just create a product and then you can already play it. Like, you know, like, board games don't have bugs. Alright? Like, that's what makes this a little bit of a more difficult comparison. But you get the idea, I think.
I bring my blade.
DDoS, please. Stay in the game.
Alright. Board games have human error. Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's what I'm trying to say, is that it was a misunderstanding that people had. So, eventually I was like, okay, you know what, this is clearly something that people want. People are making these kind of mistakes often enough. Let's just make it a feature of the game, but restrict it. And by restricting it, I also, not only did I make something a feature that people wanted, but I simultaneously also made it more clear that this is not something you're always allowed to do. Right? Does that make sense? Because now that there's a clear restriction on when you're supposed to play it, people were like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So I'm not allowed to play this unless, or no, I'm not allowed to do this unless I'm, you know, doing this specific thing right here. That make sense? Okay. Alright, let's just kind of try spinning on this. Good, good, good. We can upgrade this to tier 2. Alright, we fully caught up on tier... Oh, wow. I don't like being kicked away all the time. Come here, boy. Alright, never mind. Ultimate is on cooldown. Only 20 seconds, so... As long as we don't get, like, insta-wrecked, we should be able to use it. Just trying to keep my team alive. Alright. I am dead. Yeah, damn! Ah. I think I played well that fight. I was really happy. Just towards the end I kind of like screwed up a little bit. Because like I think that the start of that fight was super solid. You know, I reacted to the Ravage with spin. Like that was me waiting for the Ravage and reacting to it. Right? That wasn't random. Very intentional. And afterwards I healed up my team for a very significant amount of HP. Story time. God. We could slice the fuck up. Okay.
Dude, I hate the fact that I can't use my arrow properly. It's bullshit.
We need to make sure we get all of the bosses right now. Like, as I mentioned, we are even on bosses at the moment. We should try to keep it that way.
Yeah, let's just ignore them and do bosses then.
Like, we can even... This is the first time where we can really force an advantage. They were ahead on bosses for most of the game, otherwise.
Yeah, they just have stronger fighting power than us right now because of their team.
Yeah, so let's get bosses. Like, this is all just... It's boss time. Oh, crap. Heal, 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 heal. No. Ah! Cast point. Oh man. That was really close. That was really, really close. There's a lichen here. I do a lot of damage, so pretty good at killing bosses. Nice. Okay. I'm not sure what to go for. Oh. Ew. Alright. That one is harsh. Is that our far side? That's not ours, is it?
I don't think it is, Arnold.
Yeah, it's not. There's a problem.
Ah, it's pretty bad. Oh,
Damn.
damn.
Got stunned.
That's some stream snipe. I blame stream sniping. I can Satsa with the stream snipe, man.
Yeah, man. Sets of the stream snipe. Man. Remember when that boss got mega kill? In tournament at that. That boss went nutty in tournament, got rampage. I honestly don't know if Aghanos was a good idea for me. Probably not. It does make me quite tanky, which is good. So Aghanos actually gets a lot of survivability from his like from the additional talents. 600 health, that's really solid. So boss kill counter going to be added. What I want to add is I want to have it so that if you click on a boss, it shows if the boss got any kills. Right? So there isn't gonna be like a counter in the interface that's like super obvious or anything like that. But I would really like for there to be a counter that when you like click on a boss like this and then shows how many kills it got. I think that would be cool. Shit, I got my items. We have like no slowing. Oh, this is rough. There they are.
This is bullshit. Oh man. Come on now.
Okay. Just kind of chopping them up. Yeah, I'm out. Damn it. Oh, nice! Ravage steal. Yeah, you know, my team might actually have this. I'm not gonna be able to help for a second. Oh, nice. Nice, we got it. That's pretty big.
Hey, Lamar, we got him. Gone real good.
I'm not ready.
Nice. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't think we should kill these Temple Guardians.
I don't go with Guardians or no, I don't know. Let's go capture points.
I do a lot of damage, so that's something at least. Dude, just keep getting kicked around. Okay, let's try to get out of there. Alright, lifesteal. Ah! Anyway, half the rest of my bits were good this time. I already wasted this week's salary on bits for you. And then college boys gotta eat somehow. See you. Ah, dude. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Have a good night, my man. This game has been crazy. It's just been like super back and forth fighting. It's very even. Really gotta earn that MMR, you know what I mean? Okay. Other does the Tusk kick and punch so often? Yeah, level 25 on Tusk makes it so that his ultimate has a % chance to just trigger when he attacks. So that's why his ultimate like happens so often. And the Varus kick just doesn't have a long cooldown. That thing has just got a super short cooldown. Huh. I need levels. If I had some more levels, that would go a long way. I'm not coming in again. No, 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 no. Oh, shit. Yep, I'm dead. Yeah, you need your ultimate of Juggernaut. Oh. Ah. Man, they've got so much fucking disable. It's crazy. I need level 50. I gotta get myself level 50 really quick. Luckily at this stage, a lot of these camps haven't been farmed, so they should have stacked up really nicely. So we should be able to get a bunch of experience really quick.
Let's disengage this.
Alright, nice. 47. And there we go. Alright, max out ultimate. So 26 slashes on that. 26 slashes goes a pretty fucking long way, of course.
What coward runs? Of course. I go.
Yeah, this guy's back to full, right? Guess we're doing it here first.
Against the Weaver if he goes on me again, so I can steal Ravage and turn around that way.
Well, makes a lot of sense to me to take these. I did pretty good on just with doing this on my own. Good. Alright. It would be nice to get some more tier 4s. I mean, we can probably fuck that up, no? Come on, let's go in there. Don't go on that. Wait, am I? No, no, don't Omni Slash the towers! Oh, you fucking idiot. Yeah, so the towers, the way they're written, they're actually units, meaning yes,
At
you
least use
can.
the double ravage. Use the double ravage. You might have a bit of a chance at this.
Yeah, he's got refresher, that means he's got at least one ravage.
Help, help, help.
Alright, this buys me a bit of time. I'm just trying to get to my ultimate. Okay. I got a kill. Honestly, for that, that's pretty good. Oh, never mind. Okay, they got us. Damn it! That was a good game, though. That was really close. It was a lot of fun.
Couldn't do anything, actually.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to leave a rating on the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow.